Yeah, if you hear the kids in the background, they're okay. Mum's with them. I haven't just left them in the
Same
room.
here. Same
Oh,
here.
yeah, dude. G'day, guys.
It's
Welcome
all
back to
good.
another episode of the Cool Dad Collective podcast, the podcast that is for dads, by a dad, talking everything there is to talk about fatherhood. And I'm very, very excited to be sitting down on this wonderful Monday evening, straight after work, with fellow dad content creator and someone who I followed for a while. I think you came up on my radar with a couple of your videos, and then, you're doing a whole bunch of stuff in Sydney around like getting community of dads together and very similar. I love finding people who are on the sort of the same sort of pathway as I'm on because I know it's really important. The connections that I've made are great, and I'm sure you've got the same. But I'm sitting down with Dad Life with Dan. Hey,
Yeah, that's it.
Dad
Dad life
Life
with
with
Dan. That's me.
Dan Rabz. How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. All is well. Yeah, Monday night after work, gotta make sure my brain is still working
Oh,
and
dude.
I'm not falling asleep. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it should be
Oh,
good.
it's tough, man. It's tough. And we were just saying before the podcast, for me, as someone who makes content and is really like, you get niched into like the fatherhood sort of thing and doing the fatherhood style content and all that sort of stuff. But to find someone else who's doing the same thing as you is really, really cool. And I think automatically when you find those people, you sort of know you automatically have a bit of a connection with. So man,
Yeah.
your content is awesome. I love your content. I love seeing dads making content and just making like relatable stuff to because it's important because I feel like as guys, humor is a big thing in how we learn as well. And
100%. Totally.
and yeah, and seeing like, the videos you make and stuff like that, it's fantastic, man. So firstly, I want to commend you on your content because it's really, really awesome, man.
Thank you, man. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. To be fair, I started off by seeing your stuff. So
Oh, thank you,
you
man.
you
I
kind of
appreciate
you
that.
kind of led me into this because I went, oh, this guy is killing it. And as we said before, when I saw your profile, I'm like, oh shit, Brisbane, how good is
Hell
this?
yeah, dude.
Another Aussie, so another
Yeah.
Aussie dad that's doing this, and yeah, I thought your videos were epic as well. So I started kind of taking your lead on things and seeing what you're doing and incorporating that into my own, I guess, life. And as you said, it's a lot of it is very relatable and
Yeah,
it cross
absolutely.
flows between all the different dads. Every dad's got, they've got your own unique experience,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, we're all kind of going through the same thing. So it
Yeah.
helps when you can connect with other dads, as you said, and share these experiences and go through it together because it's not easy. I mean,
Yeah.
being a dad, being a parent in general is
In
bloody
general, man,
hard.
it's
So
just yeah, and it's so funny. I think and like I said, this is one of those conversations where it's cool to have someone who's experienced the same thing as, and I'm sure you've probably had a moment because a couple of your videos have gone viral as well, and when you make sort of like a joke or a meme about something, and then you don't realize the scale of how many parents deal with that same problem, and it sort
oh,
of
for
like
sure.
puts things in a perspective for you where you're like, oh shit, like we all just have the same kids. Like all these problems that we
Yeah.
have in one way or another, other parents are going through the same thing. And I feel like that content, like
Mm.
it's really reassuring when you see someone and you're like, oh shit, they go through the same thing. That like I don't feel weird, you know?
Definitely, definitely. No, but I think even as you say, when you make content, you make it relatable to yourself, right? So you make it and you've gone through it. And then sometimes a lot of people that comment on the posts, right? You see they share a lot about their experience and how they relate to it. And I find that it makes me feel good because I go, oh, somebody else is going through this. And it makes me feel like I'm not alone in this journey. And also, I think for them, because then people comment on their comments, and then I comment on their comments, and they see that other people are going through the same thing as well. And I think that makes the whole experience just a little bit easier. I mean, as we said, it's hard being a parent, it's hard being a
Oh,
dad, it's
absolutely,
hard being a
man.
mom. So how do you make it as I guess a little bit easier if you can, and if it's with humor, and as you said, I think from I guess a male perspective
Mm.
or a dad perspective, I love laughing about it as much as
Yeah.
possible because otherwise you're just gonna go insane. I think if you don't laugh about it and you just get too deep into it and you can't just have a laugh and relax and try and make the most out of every moment, it's gonna be really, really hard. So if you can make it easier by having a laugh and your kid has a punami and you have to deal with a punami
Yeah,
in the
dude.
car or they pee on you or something like that. You just in the moment it's sometimes hard to laugh about it, but
Yeah.
you got to make the most out of it because it all goes by very, very quickly as well. So you got to have a bit of humor with it as much as possible.
Oh, absolutely, man. And I think the humor thing is always good. Like I think sometimes I feel like, when you make no like when you tell stories and stuff like that, sometimes they do come across as like, a little bit like I get these comments, and I'm sure you do too, when you like complain about something and someone's like, oh, well, if it's so bad, like, why did you have kids? And like, yeah, I think it comes from a healthy place of being able to, have a whinge about like I'll whinge about my kids till like the cows come home, but like I
Yeah.
love them so much, I would do
Oh, for
anything
sure.
for them. And I think, you can still sort of have a whinge and poke fun at like the things that we do as parents, whilst also still being a really good parent. I think this sort of like still a little bit of this like taboo of like, oh, I can't say that I hate this because then it seems like
Mm,
I hate the whole thing. And it's like, no, I just, I hate the fact that my kids take all their toys out and they leave them out and then I have to pack them away. Like
yeah.
I
We
hate
also
that.
wouldn't wish for anything else, right?
Exactly,
Like
man.
it's
Exactly.
just it's this balance of this. It's like no, I don't know if it's a love-hate thing, but it's kind of like a love-hate thing because you hate that the toys are out and it's
Yeah.
annoying and the kids having tantrums and a lot of it is not fun.
Yeah.
But the feeling you get when they smile or when they laugh, they have their first laugh from you, that was like that's the thing that changed everything. When he had his first laugh, I was like, wow, this is something special.
It's
And
so weird how
yeah,
that does just hit different. Hey, like
it
you
does.
can't even explain it. Like you can't
Uh,
explain to someone who doesn't have kids that feeling of, your own kids laughing. Because like people obviously, you know, hearing kids laugh is always great. It's always like a very nice, non-threatening sort of thing to hear. But when
yeah,
it's your own kid, you're just like,
just
this
hits
is
different
like, oh man, I literally can't explain it. I can never explain it and put into words when people ask me like what that's like.
for sure. Well, I mean. For me, it was the same thing when somebody, because I had a lot of my friends had their kids before me,
Yeah.
and I didn't really, I didn't really like going to the birthdays and the
Yeah.
birthday
Yep.
parties and the kids running around and screaming and laughing. It didn't make me feel good at all. I was like, okay, let's get in there, say hi, say happy birthday, and then basically let's get out.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
this is not fun for
That's
me.
so interesting. Like you've done like a full on 360, like a
Oh,
living
100%.
living proof that it happens.
Totally, totally. I always knew that I wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
I knew that in the back. But before I became a dad, I I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. I didn't really
Yeah.
enjoy dealing with other people's kids that
Yeah.
much. Not
Oh,
that I
yeah,
had any issues with
absolutely.
it, but if we went to a party and I'd come and say hi to the kid, pick him up, oh, how cute, very, very cute. And then the kid starts crying or
You're like,
starts
get
having
rid
a
of this
poop or
thing now.
something. Here you go, mum, dad,
Yeah, yeah,
take
yeah.
him. And that's it, I'll be out. So I had no exposure to kids really, especially newborns,
Yeah.
and I didn't know anything about it. So, but once it's your own,
Oh man.
it just hits different.
Yeah.
And as you said, you can't describe it to someone who doesn't have a kid. And I was that person too. When someone described it to me, I'd be like, ah, okay, that's cool. But
Yeah.
whatever. It doesn't make a difference to me. But once it was my kid, it's just a different story. And to see them grow up and to see them laugh and it just hits different.
Yeah.
It
And
just hits different.
I think that's really reassuring because just randomly off the cuff, but like did you ever sort of contemplate not having was it always like on the cards, but you like was that something you might have been like a little bit nervous about too before going like you know how a lot of people say like, oh, I'm not a kid person. And I know so many of these people, they're like, I'm not a kid person. But then they have kids and I'm like, you're definitely a kid person. Like you need your own kid. But was there a little bit of like, I guess, nervousness towards like, being that way at sort of like a first birthday party or something, being like, is it going to be different when I have a kid? Like, did you ever sort of experience that?
As I said, I think I knew I wanted to be a dad
Yeah.
beforehand, but I didn't really know what goes into being a dad or a
Yeah.
parent.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I had that in the background where I was always keen to be a dad, and I knew that once I become a dad as well, um, in my opinion, basically my life is not about me anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's still I still do a lot of things for myself for sure, and I think it's important, but I know that a lot of the things that I do are to serve my son and
Mm.
to make him a, hopefully he grows up and becomes a good person and I can help guide that. And I think I knew that once I'm going to have a kid, that my life was not about me anymore. But was when I knew that we were going to be that my wife was pregnant, and I knew that a kid was coming. Oh yeah, I was nervous as hell.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
was so scared. I
Yeah,
was so
I can.
nervous. I was
Oh,
happy, of course, but every emotion you can think of, and I'm sure for you the same. It
oh man, and
all
it's
went through me.
nine months
Nervousness and
of 9 months
yeah,
of nervousness. Like there's
oh,
no, and you
100%.
can't do anything about it. Like
No,
it's the
you can't do
craziest
anything
thing.
about it, but you're also excited at the same time. You're
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
I can't wait for this kid, but to come and be here. But I'm also like, I'm shitting myself. Like, what? How am I
yeah.
going to do this? What do I need to do? Do I need to? And to prepare all this, am I financially ready for it? Am I emotionally ready for it? There's just so much that goes through your head, and I think especially with dads, we we maybe don't talk about it that much,
Absolutely, man.
and that's
I
what
don't
I
think we
love
do
about this, and
enough.
I love
Yeah,
about what you do
yeah.
because
Likewise, man.
yeah,
Likewise. I
because
think.
we don't talk about it, and I don't even know if it's maybe it's still a little bit taboo to talk about it, or it's
Yeah,
not. You still want to be the rock of the family, and you got to be
yeah.
the strong
It's
guy,
an
but we
yeah.
go through a lot of emotions.
Oh man, and it's an interesting one too because obviously, like for you and me too, with our social media, like I'm sure your social media is very similar to mine in terms of the algorithm. Like you probably get a lot of like fatherhood content sort of being
Yeah,
pushed
definitely.
onto you as well. So, in terms of like my echo chamber of my Instagram, like I'm always thinking like, oh, 100% of dads are now like talking to each other and like,
Mm,
bouncing ideas and learning earlier and all this sort of stuff. But like, that's pretty much just the version of it that I see. So
correct.
like,
For sure.
it's very hard to tell whether like are things changing or I do think they are. I definitely
Mm,
think there's no questions asked because the fact that our content sort of hits means
mm,
that there's guys out there that are obviously looking at that sort of stuff. But it is really interesting to see like, how many how much has it changed? Like it feels like it's still got a lot of work to do because you'll still come across some like people who you're just like, oh, like you don't really care that much. Like how do you not care about this that much? You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, definitely. I think I mean I wouldn't have any stats on it or anything like that, but I'm
Mm,
sure that just seeing through my own circle of dads, we're millennial dads.
mm,
And I've seen all my friends who are dads fully involved in being a dad.
yeah,
They're fully um, you know, if you look back to your grandparents or your parents, they didn't, oh, your, sorry, granddads
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
dads,
yeah.
they didn't really get involved that much. And,
No,
it is what it is. Like, no, not saying anything about it. That's just how it was. The
yeah,
dads used to, or the granddads used to go and work and come back home, and they probably didn't even know how to change a nappy. My dad,
yeah.
when he
Oh,
became a granddad, he
same.
came there and he was like, oh, like he tried, which was nice, but he
Yeah,
didn't know how
yeah.
to change it.
And
So
it's
I
funny
think
because
that
you,
that's
yeah, you think about it, you're like, oh, you definitely like this is definitely something you're doing for the first time because this isn't
yeah.
something that you're just like, oh, I need to remember how to do this. This is
Yeah,
you
it's
like
like
my
riding
dad's,
bicycle, right?
yeah, my dad's the same. I like watched him do it. I was like, this isn't even relearning a skill that you know. This is something completely new to you. And
This is fresh.
he's like, I don't want to do this, man. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, fair
exactly.
enough. I wouldn't want to either, but like, at
Yeah.
least I know I can.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the point, right? I think a lot of the dads our age and in our circle are they not just that they have to. I don't even know if you have to, but
Mm.
we want to. Like I
Yeah,
want to know
yeah,
how to change a nappy. I want to be there, and I want to know how to put my son to sleep if my wife is sick or she's unavailable. Like I don't want to be a clueless dad
yeah,
that doesn't know how to what his kid eats or what time he needs to sleep or what time he needs to wake up or does he need to have a bath today or how do I change his nappy? I don't want to be that dad who's clueless. I want to be a dad that knows what he's doing, and if my wife wants to go out and I'm left with my son, I got this, babe. Like, don't worry.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like it's
I'm
easy,
good.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
got you. And I think a lot of my dads are, sorry, a lot of my friends who are dads in the same boat. They all want to be involved. They all want to know about, child development and how you can help shape your kid or what they need to learn and just want to be fully immersed in it. And I think it's great. And I love it. So for me, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I also don't know how, as you said, I don't know how much more it is than it used to be. Maybe it's still a fraction of dads that want to do this. Or also, then that's why I think I love again what you do and I love what I do because I think I want dads to be involved and I want dads to know how to change a nappy. And I made this video about how to change a nappy. Oh no, I made a video on what was it? How to hold a child.
Yeah, yeah.
I made a bit of humor in it. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't, you hold your child like this. Don't hold him like this.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
hold him
yeah.
by the head. And it's funny, but it's also like some dads
So
probably
fair,
need
man.
that.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
know how
some dads
like
probably need that.
yeah, like
And
even like those early days where like for me, I never even thought about like neck strength. Like
yeah,
I was just like, oh, that's just how you hold a baby. But I didn't even think about the fact that like their necks don't freaking work. So
no,
like you have to
they,
hold them making it. So like the funniest thing is watching like when people sort of hold a newborn for the first time and you see them being like, oh shit, this thing doesn't like sit up by itself. It's like, no, dude, we're not even up to that yet.
it's just a potato that
Yeah,
is just
dude.
completely flimsy, doesn't have any control over anything. And it's that's why I think even at a most basic level, it's nice to show these kind of things to dads or to expecting dads and I think it's nice though, dads can show dads as well
Yeah, yeah, for
because
sure.
there's no judgment as well. I'm not saying that mums judge, but sometimes there's a little bit of judgment
Yeah,
from
dude.
the mums,
I 100% feel that. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
there's some, and I guess some people have told me, like, people, for some people, it's like their thing. Like, when,
Yes.
like you might have a guy that's like, good at football, or you have a guy that's like really good at music or something, and that's their thing. They become an expert in that thing. For some people, and like, this is men too, like, not just, it's not exclusive to women, but some men and women, it's like that's their thing. When the baby comes, they're like, this is the thing that I'm going to be really good at. And I think because we're all inherently like, you may play soccer or like football, whatever, and be like, that guy's really good, but I don't really care as much.
Mm.
Whereas everyone deep down cares about like how they are as a parent. So I think that's why people get really triggered by like when people are like, sort of like, I don't know, overtly like, I'm really good at this and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So, and I think that sometimes those people, like, you're less likely to ask them for help because you're like, I don't want to look like I'm an idiot in front of that person.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100% that.
Yeah, it's really, parenting is really odd because we all have like an emotional attachment to it. So, like, when someone sort of, you could tell me like whatever insult you want, but as soon as someone's like, oh, I don't know if that's a great way to parent your kid, I'm like, hang on a second.
Say
What are
what?
you talking about, man?
Says
Like,
who?
what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you start to get
You
like,
say you?
yeah, yeah, and I think that's why it is so hard to ask for help sometimes because
Mm.
you do you like if you're someone with a kid, you feel like you should know what's going on, but more often than not, I never know what's going on. Like I barely
Well, you're
ever.
just making it along as you go.
Exactly. You get a problem that you've never experienced before, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I got to deal with this problem. I've never dealt with this problem before. And then when you deal with it, you're like, did I handle it correctly? Like tantrums, things like that. You're just like, oh my,
Yeah,
like, did I do the right thing there? And yeah, it gets a bit sticky like that, I reckon, sometimes, like being really critical on yourself as well.
definitely. I think there's a lot of trial and error, that's for sure.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, we read we before my little one came, we read a lot of books, we watched a lot of videos on, what you should do and how to do this and how to do that. And no book can prepare you
Oh
for the real
yeah.
thing.
I
No
love
book
that.
can prepare you.
Yeah,
Like,
I was just lucky that I was like, I didn't read many books anyway, but like
yeah.
literally, it's yeah, no, nothing can. Like they can
No.
give you like the cookie cutter approach, but then you get this thing come out and you're like, this thing doesn't act like that. Like that, it's a
Yes,
different
that's not
thing.
in the manual.
Yeah,
What I do?
literally, man. Oh,
But
dude.
I think that's the thing though. But to an extent, I definitely, if there's any expecting dads that are listening to this, I
Yeah,
always 100% recommend reading and trying to get as much information as possible,
mm,
not overload yourself because you can also get pretty, in your head about it. But I
yeah,
think for me um, at least having an understanding of it made a big difference, even about pregnancy and things like that when my wife was going through it. Just knowing just small things like, how far the contractions should be before it's maybe time to go,
yeah,
or
yeah,
just stuff like that I had absolutely no idea about beforehand. Just having a little bit of that knowledge made a big difference. So I think I definitely recommend to any expecting dads or even new dads, definitely just have a little bit of information about it so you're not super clueless. But again, as you said, like there's so many things that don't come with a manual, and it's trial and error. And as long as I think as long as you try,
yeah,
and I think especially for dads and I think men, and I'm speaking generally here, but I think take your ego out of it as well a little bit because sometimes you think, well, I want to do it my way, and who are you to tell me, kind of thing.
yeah,
And I think just just have a little bit of like, well, I don't actually know what I'm doing.
Mm,
My mom is very much involved in my life and my kid's life, and
mm,
she's done it before with two boys. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll take some advice from my mom, even though things have changed and technology has changed and whatever, whatnot. But she's gone through it, so why not let go a little bit of my ego, let it go a little bit, and go, okay, well, she's done it, so let me try her approach, and it doesn't mean that you have to take everything that your mum says or your wife says. You can obviously have your own spin on it, which I think is great, but just let the ego go a little bit and go, oh, okay, let me try it that way. Because even as I think we've said at the start, like sometimes it's a bit more natural as well for
mm,
for mums and grandmas to get involved with kids.
mm.
So trust them. They're kind of the experts at it. So, take a bit of their help, but also sprinkle a bit of your own, magic on it. So I think it's a balance between the two that um, makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's fantastic advice, man. Like the whole the even like, bringing the fact that it is an ego thing. Like
Mm,
as guys, we do have egos and we feel
for sure.
like, we should be experts and I think, that it is the best I think the best way to raise a kid and it is tough to do at times, but is to take your ego out of it and look at like the situation holistically and go, okay, this might not be like my thing, but is this a good thing to implement with the kid? Like you said it perfectly, they're picking and choosing from experts, which are like, the people that raised us. Like a lot's changed, but at the end of the day, you're still raising humans. So
Mm,
like, picking and choosing what you take. And if someone does sort of like say, I think this is a better way to do it, don't sit there and obviously this is people we know, not some random
mhm.
person in public, but like, if grandma comes in and says like, I think you should do it like this, not being that like, oh, are you having a go at me for my parenting
Yes,
style? Like just
exactly.
being open to that style. I think that's such good advice, man. And I
Mm,
think and you even mentioned it even before that about um like learning about pregnancy. I think that's one thing that I've learned a lot about just not just having two kids, like the double time around and the second time a lot more,
mm,
but like learning about pregnancy is insane. Not only for like understanding, but like, bro, for like just lack of a better term, like empathy, being like,
mm.
this is insane what is happening right now, like to your body, like seeing,
Queens, mate, Queens.
bro. Oh, mate, I cannot even like. Oh, my Mrs. Kia is just incredible the way she like just because I know I would have been a terrible pregnant woman. Like I already know it. Like I would be hot, uncomfortable, and then to
Yeah,
do, bro, and then
help me.
to do it a second time, like electively, is incredible. And like I think the more you do learn about pregnancy, the more you're like, oh my God, like I don't even know if I could do this. Like
Mm,
I think I heard it on a podcast somewhere. Like women are so like they make all the people. Like they're so
yeah,
tough. They make all the people. Like no matter what
yeah,
happens, they make all the people. So
yeah,
like
for
learning
sure.
about pregnancy is just it's a game changer. I think it's such good advice as well, man. Out
Definitely.
of out of that. How old's your son?
He's turning two very soon
Yeah,
in the
and
next month. He's turning
nice.
two.
And
So
just the
yeah,
one.
just the one. Yeah,
Nice. So you're
for
like
now we'll see how we
yeah.
go. But I think I think we thought we'd have more than one, but it's not easy. So
Yeah, and that's
I
an
think we're
that's
gonna
an
stick with one.
that's a very like interesting and excellent point to sort of touch
Mm.
on is that and I think you're probably in the perfect sort of frame like or lifetime at the moment to sort of touch on it, but like you realize it's really hard and then there is that thought of like, do I want any more? Like so like how have you gone sort of oh something's going on with my microphone, hang on.
Oh, we,
Oh, there we go. It's plugged in again. Sorry, it's like I think it's just
no,
kicked out.
it's fine.
It's my fault. Anyway,
No drama.
yeah, like have you sort of what's been your sort of thought process around sort of the second one? It's obviously I hate to be the person to be like, "Oh, have you thought about a second one?" But like what's sort of been your thought process around like, okay, could I do it with two? Like, how have you gone with that?
Um, Kudos to anybody with more than one. That's what I can say because holy shit, like this, yeah, um we love it. Again, we love having my son, and I think we think it's great. I think still some days when he does something cute or he's like behaving and he's sleeping well and no tantrums and things like that, we go, oh. maybe another one, maybe
Yeah.
another one. But then we go, remember last night when you woke up like
Oh,
five
dude,
times and then
I
you
still
puked
have that.
everywhere and you did poo everywhere and all
Yep,
this?
yep.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I
So
still
I
have that with
think,
two,
yeah.
man. It's insane.
Oh, I don't know. I, honestly, kudos to anybody with more than one kid. And um, I think we just my wife's an only child, so I think
Yeah.
she has a bit of she's gone through without having a sibling, so she
Mm.
goes, oh well, I'm fine. We don't need another one
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. But I also to be fair, as much as even if I wanted it a lot, I think as we talked about before about the pregnancy,
Mm.
it's at the end of the day, it's her decision almost
Absolutely.
because like I'll say as much as I want, but she's the one that has to carry the
Yeah.
baby and go through the pregnancy again and give birth and um, so I think for us it did make it easy that we both decided kind of like, oh, we're happy with just one, we're happy to give him everything and give all the attention to him, and even just thinking about having two and managing two is just chaos. So again,
Yeah.
kudos to anybody with more than one because I just find it when we seek like this we went to the shopping center the other day and I saw this dad with three boys, one in the
Crazy, man.
pram, one walking and two walking. I'm like, well done to you
Dude,
because
insane,
that's
hey.
just chaos. Like that's chaos
Yeah.
has to be. Like it's insane. So we have our moments where we go, it'd be nice to have another because they play with each other. We have friends that have siblings and they play and it's cute. But I think we just go for now at least. One's a handful. So let's just see how we go. And
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
also kind of find it. I when my mom always asks me, oh, when's the second one? When's the second
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
But I go like if I'm already thinking of the second one, like it means I'm like not thinking about this one a little
Yeah,
bit. Like
that's
it's kind of
absolutely.
taken away from me a little
That's
bit, in
a
my
really good
opinion.
point. Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, I want to give him everything. I don't want to start moving on to the next thing already.
Yeah.
Like I want to focus on him and give him everything. He's only two, like not even, and I want to at least give him a good life. So I think for now we'll see if we go jump on a podcast in a year's time and
Yeah.
all of a sudden I've got like triplets or something.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
We'll
that's the
see.
other
It
thing,
might
man. I've
change, but no, for
we
now, one's enough.
Yeah, we've are really close friends. I've actually interviewed Tim on the podcast, but they had one, went for a second, ended up getting a second and third because they had twins. So their life
Yeah,
went from like, and you can't control that. So their life went from like, oh, we
yeah,
can deal with this to, oh, we could deal with two, and it's just like, hold up a second. Like we're now going from like like Guitar Hero, you go from like
mhm.
easy mode, and then all of a sudden you go
Yeah.
really hard. You go, okay, I'm out of my depth here.
Extra level.
Except you can't tone it down. You just have to
No,
like we're playing on hard now.
yeah,
Um,
forever.
yeah, yeah, forever, forever, and it doesn't get easier. And
Yeah.
that's one of the interesting things about kids is the fact that like someone said to me, it's like the problems don't go away; they just get more complex. And then you're just like more complex. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, oh
Yeah,
well, they're
because
not
of
like
you.
screaming in your ear, but then they have a phone, and I'm like,
Mm.
oh yeah, that's right,
Oh man,
phones, man.
yeah,
It's
that's
terrifying,
that
dude.
stage is
It's as
scary.
a teacher, it's terrifying. It terrifies me, man. Like
Yeah.
and
What
just
ages again do you teach? Is it
I
primary
teach
or
high school, so
high
between
school?
12 and 17, and it's
Cool.
just like,
That's
mate, it's
yeah.
like all the stuff that I don't, you're probably up with it, with the news and stuff like that. But all the stuff that happened last week, and the kids are just they have access to everything. Like you got
Mm,
kids being like, "Hey, sir, check this out," and all of a sudden you're like,
yeah.
"I didn't want to see that. It is nine
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, man. Why are you
Mm,
showing me that unsolicited? Like this is
mm.
insane." And then you get in the car and you go like. Oh my God, that's what I'm gonna have to deal with one day. Being like,
Yeah.
can you not look
Who
at
knows
this?
what could happen
Yeah, can you not
when
look at this like dark web style video on your phone when you open TikTok, please? Like
and
it's
your girls are how old are they
they're
again? Like
2 and 4, 2.5 and 4.5. So
yeah,
Skylar
I mean
starts,
in 10 years time, who knows what could
bro.
be?
I
It could
know
be
they
this
could
an
be wearing
AI
the
thing, they're
exactly,
doing
man.
this thing. Like who knows?
Yeah,
Technology
and
is exponentially changing, so
I know, and there's nothing you can do about
scary.
it. Like the
No.
toughest thing is like it's growing so fast that like whenever there's a solution to a problem, there's a new problem to find a solution to. You just can't.
Sure.
It's impossible. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. So like
Yeah.
it is one thing that definitely I'm nervous about, like as my parenting journey like goes. But yeah, like and I guess on that, like sort of going into we touched on before. I sort of asked you about what you were nervous of. Well, I asked you about a specific thing, but was there something that sort of stuck out to you and I guess in the early days of, obviously, like once your son was born, in those like really, I guess, early times where they're very self-reflective, because you're spending a lot of quiet time. There's not a lot of time to sort of think. Was there anything that sort of stuck out to you that you were like, I'm really nervous about how this is going to go, like this specific thing? Was there anything that sort of jumped out at you?
There's definitely something new every day that you're
Yeah.
stressed about and worried about. So that doesn't end.
Yeah,
That's for
yeah.
sure. The worry just changes. But I think definitely before he was born,
Mm,
I think the main thing I was worried about was, am I ready?
yeah.
And am I ready financially? Am I ready physically? Am I ready mentally to have a kid? Because as I said at the start, like I knew that once I'm gonna have a kid, it's not about me anymore.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if I was ready
Mm,
for it to not be about me anymore. And I wasn't sure if I was set up to have a kid. I think,
yeah.
especially again, maybe I'm generalizing here, but men, we
Mm,
think of, are we in a good financial position that we can support a kid? And we start to have all these thoughts about, um, am I man enough? Have I got everything covered? Is,
yeah.
is, is everything set up for the kid? Do we have mortgage, we have this, we have all these bills to pay and all that stuff. And I think that definitely popped up when my wife told me that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And that was a very, very nerve-wracking thing. And you still go through it. I'm still going through it now sometimes, and I go, shit, like are we set up? Like he's gonna have school, he's gonna have to go to school, there's daycare, there's all these costs and all these things. So being whether I was ready or not, that was a big one for before he was born. And I still wonder that every day. But I think once he was born as well, the definitely the biggest thing that was a worry was the sleep,
Oh,
or
yep.
the
Yep.
lack of. I love
Yep.
sleep. Like I absolutely love sleep. I slept. I always got my 8 hours. I would
Yeah.
sleep
Yeah.
on the weekends. I'd have naps. Like
Yeah.
naps
Oh,
are the
dude, I
best.
miss naps. I miss
Oh my
naps.
God,
Sometimes,
honestly
sometimes
the best
I'll
thing.
I'll get I'll get a cheeky one in. Like I've even gone.
It's the best.
I love being nap trapped now because I'll just
Yeah, I saw
sit
your
back
video this
and, yeah,
morning.
literally that's 100% like how I feel, because I was just like, I've now gotten to the point where you do these ones in the car where you just like lay there
Yeah,
like this
you're a
and
dad.
yeah, exactly,
That's
like the
that's
proper.
dad. That's full dad mode.
Oh man, and it's the funniest thing. Like I can only imagine like what people think when they walk past my car and they see the two girls
Yeah.
asleep in the back, and then me just like full on like vampire mode.
Bastard.
They're probably just sitting there like, this dude is just, this is the only wink. Yeah,
So,
literally. And it's just like, do not wake me up. Please do
yeah,
not
we
wake
should
me up.
have a sign. You should have a sign, maybe. Do not wake.
Oh
I'm
yes,
okay. Do not wake.
yeah, like one of the like the
Put on the
Tesla
thing.
signs. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh
just do
dude.
not disturb. Do not
Oh
disturb. Yeah. So the lack of sleep was, well, to be fair, it was a worry, but it came true and it's happening. So that's
yeah,
definitely
yeah, yeah,
something
yeah,
you can't really avoid, but you just adjust. I think you just
yeah.
you adjust to waking up 4 times a night, or you adjust to having 4 hours of sleep, and
Mm,
it's not good for you, I don't think. And we try as much as possible to get as much sleep as possible, because it's very important to still get your
mm,
sleep. But it is what it is, and
yeah.
yeah, so you just got to manage around it.
Oh, dude, if it makes you feel any better, my daughter, and you've probably seen with my stories, my daughter, both my daughters, actually, my eldest daughter's pretty good at the moment. I say that they're probably still awake right now. But my youngest daughter, Summer, man, we've had so many issues with sleep. Like we're talking like 6, 7 times a night, man. Like looking at different things. Like we're probably on a decent path now. Like we've probably sort of managing it a little bit better, and we've got her in to see a specialist and all that sort of stuff. And
Mm.
that's just a story in itself. But like, it's tough to explain to people, for you especially, like, 4 times, like a lot of people, this sort of wake up once, twice, and then they're like, oh, my sleep was broken, like I had 2 times last night, and you sit there, you're like, I had, for like every hour I was up
Yeah,
again, like, and this is
but
like the
then
third
there's
night.
someone who has it worse as well, so
Exactly.
it's like,
There's always someone worse, and like,
yeah,
I guess it's one of those things too. It's like you got to put your ego aside for that as
yeah,
well, and be like, everyone's got their own problems. But man, I can
exactly.
completely empathize with you on the sleep thing. And there's some days where you just wake up for work and you sit on the end of the bed and you're just like, is being tired a decent enough excuse to call in sick to work? Like,
Yeah,
Because there's times you're like, I don't think I'm going to get through the day. Or if I do get through the
Yeah.
day, I'm going to be even worse this afternoon. And
Yeah, it's
it's,
definitely not productive or efficient at all.
yeah,
But coffee, I
dude.
definitely
Yep.
drinking a lot of coffee.
I'm a
Again,
massive,
I don't
yeah,
think it's very good
massive.
for me, but
Oh,
I
there's so
do
many
it.
things where you're like, I don't think I should be having this much caffeine, but you're also like,
Yeah.
I can't be a zombie this afternoon.
No,
Like, and it's usually to do with
I'm
like
gonna pass
household
out.
things. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you like, I could probably get through the night with the kids, but then I need to do like the washing and the dishwasher, and then
I never
yeah,
ends.
yeah. And I
It
think
never
that's why I
ends.
love I love your like day-to-day style content.
Mhm.
Like, I think it's great to see that sort of stuff because it is so like. Whenever I see someone like being like, it's like 5:30 a.m. and they're doing cleaning, or it's like 10:30 p.m. and they're doing cleaning, I'm like, yes, like I feel you. I feel every ounce of
This is
this.
dad life.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, on that too, man, like just because I'm always curious about this, but how did you sort of get into like creating content? Like what was the sort of thing? Have you sort of done it in the past and then like you sort of just found this sort of niche and you're like, this is mad, I want to keep doing it? Or is it always been something that's sort of been on your radar, or is it something that's kind
Nah,
of new?
definitely not.
That's so cool, man.
If
That's
you, I have my private profile, which I've like deleted all my pictures. I've got nothing on there. It
yeah.
was never about, obviously back in the day when Instagram started and
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah.
started, yeah, you take your selfies and do your stories and whatnot. But, before this and well, after I met my wife and all that, I took off all my pictures. I would never post it on social media. I wasn't keen on it at all. I
Yeah.
actually not a huge fan of social media, to be honest.
Bro,
I think,
same. It's
yeah,
people find
it's
it
a
so
lot
funny
of
when I say that, but
yeah,
I like there's so
a
many
lot of
times where I was
dangerous
like,
stuff.
yeah, there's so many times where I'm just like, I don't want to be on it today. And
No,
more often than not, that's why I'm so bad at replying to messages, man. Because there'll be
yeah,
times where I'll have all my stuff scheduled and I won't touch it for the day. I'll be like, I
no,
can't do this. I need out. Like, and yeah. But I find it really interesting, like, someone like yourself who it was never on the thing. Like
no.
social media just sort of you're like, I don't want it. And then I guess what was that moment where you were like what was that moment when you decided like I'm gonna post my first video? Like what was that
Yeah,
like? 'Cause that's always a huge moment for
yeah,
anybody. And if
yeah.
anybody's posted something and put themselves out there on social
Mm.
media, it's really nerve-wracking when you do
Nerve-wracking.
that. Yeah. So how did that go? Like
Yeah.
was there sort of like a response from you like your friends where they're like, what are you doing? Like
Yeah, so I think, well, definitely Instagram, because Instagram is probably my biggest platform right
yeah,
now. But
yeah,
Instagram was not the first thing I started. So
yeah.
when I guess the whole thing about dad life started off because when I was, as we were saying before, I was doing the research about having a kid and what it's like to have a baby and trying to figure out what you need to buy in preparation for having a baby, all that kind of stuff. I started doing a lot of I'm a bit of an Excel
Yes.
nerd.
Yep.
I
Yep.
love
Yep.
Excel,
Yep.
and I was creating all these like spreadsheets and checklists about how much what you need to buy for the kid, in preparation for the kid, how much it's going to cost. You got like a running total at the top. You got a
Yeah.
budget with how much it's going to cost. So I started making all that for myself to start with, and I found it very useful.
Yeah.
It really helped me with preparing for having my little one, and also knowing how much it's going to cost, which I thought was very nice or very helpful to know what the
Yeah.
financial
I was
implication.
gonna say, are you a budget kind of guy? Like you really
Oh,
are?
100%,
Yeah, cool. My
definitely.
missus is like that
Yeah.
very much so. Like
Love
she,
spreadsheets.
yep, yep,
I
yep, yep.
work with spreadsheets. So
There you go.
I'm
Yeah.
like, got these graphs and pie graphs and all these
Hell yeah,
things going
man.
on and all
Yeah.
these formulas. So I love it. So that's kind of how it started. And then I thought, like, why not share this with other dads or other people that might want this? So I created the dadlife.com.au, the website,
Yeah.
and I put all the free stuff on there for people to download for free.
That's awesome.
Um,
Is it still up
yeah.
there and
It's
everything?
still
And
up there, yeah,
oh, that's
definitely. So
awesome,
if
man.
anybody's listening to this and they
Yeah,
want
hell
to
yeah.
download all these spreadsheets and checklists and all that, they can definitely head on
That's
onto
awesome, dude. Yeah.
dadlife.com.au
Yeah.
and have a look there. And then I started putting a lot of blog posts as well and started posting on the website as well. And it didn't it still hasn't really got much traction, but I did that, and then after that, I started a YouTube channel because I thought, how am I going to give advice and insight to other expecting new dads? Probably the easiest way to do it is to create a YouTube, and I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure if you got YouTube, but it is hard to make YouTube
Bro,
videos.
oh man. This
It
is
is
my, I'll
time
tell you,
consuming.
man, this is my fifth attempt at so
It's so hard.
I started my first YouTube channel when 2009, when I was in grade
Yeah.
9, 14, and I
Oh,
was
good times.
posting skits and stuff on there.
Love
Then I
it.
started another one, and it was a cooking channel. Me and my partner would like cook recipes. It was really
I'm gonna
fun.
watch
Like,
all this. Is it all
oh,
live?
dude.
Is it still up there?
Yeah, it's still up there. I've
I'm
left it
definitely
all
gonna
up.
watch.
Then I started another one, which was like my inner city hermit, which was like my podcast before. Like
Mm,
I just used to interview random people. I was like, I was like 20 something and just like
mm.
wanting something to do. So there was that. And then I did a Pokemon card one where I was opening Pokemon cards during COVID. And then I've done my Cool Dad one. And I tell you, man, I've grown on almost every platform, at least once or twice with different
Yeah.
accounts.
Mm.
I have never even had a sniff of traction on
No.
YouTube. Like it is,
It's
I can't
it's a
even.
different beast. It's a different beast.
When people tell me that they grow on YouTube, like someone will come
Yeah.
to me and be like, "Hey, I just got 1,000 subs on YouTube." I'm like, "Mate, that's incredible." Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got 80K on Instagram, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I think the 1,000 on YouTube is way more impressive than the
Oh,
80K on
for sure.
Instagram.
For
It's
sure.
crazy. Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely. Totally agree. It is it's just a whole other beast. YouTube
Oh,
is
so
it's
much more
the algorithms are
time.
different.
Yeah.
You know, you and there's a lot of effort that goes into it.
Oh,
Like
so much.
I make like these short videos that are like 4 minutes
Yeah.
and it takes like the whole day to
Oh,
make one video
yeah,
and you get like 10 views on it.
bro. And it's not like Instagram where you like spend like like an hour maybe on
Yeah,
something and then you're like, oh, sick, I'll post that. Ah, that was shit. Okay, don't worry about it.
yeah.
I'll just do another one.
Let's get another
It's
one,
like you
yeah.
do that, spend a whole day editing and you're like, sick.
Mm,
Now I'm gonna have to do it again for the same amount of like
yeah.
sort of
It's a
views.
hard slog. It's
Bro,
definitely a hard slog,
the
YouTube.
YouTube algorithm does not care about your feelings. Like
No,
it
definitely
just
not. It,
goes,
no, does not
yeah,
care. So again, I totally agree. Anybody who's got like a lot of YouTube subscribers, I'm like, well done.
incredible,
Like,
incredible stuff.
teach me.
Yeah, for sure, man. So
Yeah.
anyway,
So I
yeah,
did the YouTube. Yeah, I did
yeah,
the YouTube. Found it extremely hard, and then I
yeah,
thought, I saw your channel and I
yeah,
saw other dads, and I went, oh, that's cool. Like, let me try it. And I saw a lot of, I just wanted to try. I just
yeah.
thought, let's just try. And I saw this other guy as well. I don't remember his name, but he posted all of these funny like dad memes,
Hmm.
and I saw that he was like posting very consistently, like 3 times a day, doing all these memes, and I went. I could probably do that. Like I should try at least. Let me try and do it. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, let me try, let me see what happens. Let's see if it can evolve into something, but I don't really expect it. So I started
Yeah.
posting, like dad parenting, relationship memes on Instagram. And, for the first, I mean, you probably remember as well, like for the first 3 months of posting constantly, 3 days,
Oh,
every day, 3 times every day, nothing, like zero.
yeah.
And then you go, like, what's the point? Like, I'm doing all this effort for nothing.
Oh, bro, this
And
is
then
like
all of a
Groundhog Day
sudden,
listening to you say this. Like,
yeah,
it's actually so
yeah,
reassuring for me. Yeah, go.
it's just completely like pointless. And you think, and I just thought, let me, I've always done things like I've had businesses that I've started with friends, and
Yeah,
I started a business with my wife as well. And a lot of the stuff, and I've always got these random ideas of, I
yeah.
did actually an Excel.
Hell yeah, dude.
You were laughing about your YouTube stuff. I did an Excel dude, and
Oh,
I
hell yeah.
posted it on TikTok, and I did all these like hacks on like Excel
Dude, that's
formulas and
so
this and
mad
that.
because like we do have Excel spreadsheets for like mark books at work and literally
Yeah,
we like pay people to do Excel spreadsheets. It's insane. Yeah.
I'm your man.
Mm. Literally, bro. Literally.
So I've always like tried to do these different things, and I never really stuck with it. Like I never
Yeah.
stuck, and I just went, you know what? Getting old, I'm gonna have a kid. Let me just try and stick with this and
Yeah.
see what happens. I'm just gonna stick with it for as long as I can and see what happens. And I stuck with it, and I kept going, kept posting videos, and then I'm sure this is gonna trigger some flashbacks for you as
Yeah.
well. And you get this like one video that gets like it just starts going up, and you see all these likes, and you're like, oh my God, what the hell's going
It's
on?
it's
And then
insane. No one
yeah,
and it's one of those feelings where like you know how people always say like, oh, like if you're someone who like plays in a big game or you play a concert or something, it's like oh, that person there's only a small amount of people in the world that feel that feeling.
Yeah.
Bro, you get the same feeling when you get it like a viral video at least once. Like it hits 1 million views and you're like, oh my God, like
Yeah, you're like,
what
what
the
the
hell?
hell? What's going
Yeah,
on here?
yeah. It's the
And then people
best
are commenting
feeling.
on it, and you're like, and they're like, oh, how funny is this? And they're resharing it. You're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
all the endorphins kicking
Yep.
in. You're like, oh
Oh,
my
yep.
God, this is the best.
It's a blessing and a
Um,
curse, right?
oh, for sure, definitely. And then, but
Once
then
you get
the
your
thing
first one,
is,
you're hooked. You're like,
yeah,
yeah.
you're hooked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For sure. But then, and I also find a bit of a misconception with this is people think, oh, once you have that one viral video, like you're good.
Mm.
It's like, not really. Like, yes,
No.
you get a bit of traction for sure,
Yeah.
definitely. I think one of my first ones was uh, it was like a video of like a Superman scene where the guy comes out and he's like walking like all hero Superman and everyone's watching him. And I wrote like, uh, how dads feel after they change one nappy or something like that.
Yeah.
Just having fun with it, just
Yeah,
laughing, and
yeah.
people loved it. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then, you post your next one and nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then you post the
absolutely.
next one, nothing happens. And you're like, oh, is this just a fluke? I may have gotten probably a few hundred followers from that one video, but then nothing happens all of a sudden. So you
Yeah.
go, oh shit, like what
You
am
got to
I?
do it again. You got to
You gotta
go.
do it
That's how
again.
they
So
get
just
you.
kept
Yeah.
cracking on, kept cracking on, kept cracking on. 3 videos a day, every day. I was like, I'm not giving this up. I'm gonna keep doing it. Kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it. And then there was one really good one during Christmas,
Yeah.
where this kid, I'm sure you would have seen it. The kid he's wearing like a blue jumper, and he's like, Father, I'm gonna do a terrible English accent,
Go,
but
go,
like,
do it, do it.
Father Christmas said I'm not getting a toy this Christmas, and the dad's like, yeah, you've been naughty, like you're not getting a toy, and he's like, I'm gonna punch Santa,
Oh, I
like,
know the video. I know the video you're
I'm sure
talking
you
about.
know it.
Yep, 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 yep,
It's like
yep.
I'm gonna punch Santa, like he's gonna get it, and
Yeah,
it's
he's gonna
just
get
that one
one.
just took off. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
just took off. Like it went just like mega viral, like
Yeah.
30 million views type
That's
of thing.
mad. Yeah.
Yeah, so that one, and obviously with a few other ones that went very viral,
Mm.
like that really just took it to the next level. But and then I as you said, it's like it's good and bad because you get hooked.
You
So
get
you
addicted,
start
bro.
doing like,
You get
yeah,
addicted, man.
you,
Like
you
you all of a
do.
sudden, and a lot of like and you're probably the same. I'm just throwing it out there, but I'm almost certain you're the same. Sometimes you feel like it affects your mood.
Oh,
Like
for
if
sure.
you'll see like, oh my God, I didn't get this. Like this thing did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you're like grumpy and you're sitting there
Mm.
like, you're like, why am I grumpy about this? And it's
Yeah.
like, it's insane how much it hooks you. Like we're just as much of a cog as like the viewer. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
100%. Totally.
but
Totally.
it,
And I think if you're at least if you're aware of it,
yes,
it's
yeah.
it makes a difference because a lot of people just go, nah, well, I'm not hooked. It's like, nah, I know I'm
I know I'm
kind
there.
of hooked.
I know it does. I know I need to be self-aware about this time, but oh dude,
Yeah, I think that's important.
I feel every single thing about what you just
Mm.
said. It's very interesting. And I think one thing I think that you have done amazing with, and I don't know if anyone's told you this, but diversifying the types of content you make
Mm.
is awesome, dude. Like you know how sometimes and I've been guilty of this as well. Like sometimes something will go viral and you just stick to that like
Yeah.
one type. Whereas the thing that I love, and I know the reason I tell you this is because I know how hard it is because I do the same
Mm.
thing.
Mm.
Diversifying your content and recording new styles of videos is incredibly hard
Oh yeah,
sometimes
you have
because
to like just yeah. Thank you.
yeah, oh
I
mate,
appreciate it because yeah, I
I
think
fully get
you
it.
understand it.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Because like, and if you've ever filmed a day, and this is you never know it until you've done it. But to film like morning vlogs and daily vlogs is so hard to do. Like it is, it really is, and it doesn't seem like it's hard, but it definitely is because
Mm.
like it's always something. Everything takes a little bit longer. Like, and you're trying to fit it in your day, and I don't think people sort of understand that when they see that sort of lifestyle content.
Yeah,
That like no, there's not just someone following me around with a camera. Like I have to set
I wish.
things up. It's like
Actually,
wrestling,
no, I
right?
don't wish. I don't wish
Yeah.
that.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't wish that either, but it would make things easier. But it's kind of like wrestling, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not fully real, but this is an element of it is kind of real. And I don't think people sort of see that. And it really frustrates me when people are like, oh, you know, he just films day in the life videos. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's so hard to do. Like, no matter who you
Yeah.
are, like that is so hard to do. And then you
Yeah.
throw kids into the mix. It's just like, Oh, but yeah, mate, like
For sure.
I love seeing how much you've diversified your content. I think it's fantastic. I've literally been learning things off you as well, man. So like it's
Ah,
great to see.
thanks.
Like
I
it's
appreciate that.
yeah, oh, big time, mate. Like it's really, really good. So I love the content that you're making, and I really, I'm so happy that I found someone that's in the same sort of like mindset. Like hearing all the stuff that you're talking about is really reassuring to me as well, which is great. But
It's a never-ending thing. Like it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
stop. It's like you always try to iterate, try something new. But then, as you said, you have the thing that worked, so it's easy to just keep going with the thing that worked. But
Yeah.
you go, for me at least, the change in the style just came about because I went, is this what I want to do? Like,
Mm.
because I started this whole thing, as I said before, it was about like giving advice and trying to help new and expecting dads with dad life. So
Yeah.
I just went, I love the views and I love the
Yep.
followers. That's awesome. Don't get me wrong. And
Yep.
I still post videos that, are more catered to that, which are funny and
Yeah. I
short, little
likewise do the same
skits.
thing. They sort of fit in. They sort of fit in. They're sort
It's,
of easy to
it still
make. They're
does.
relatable.
Yeah.
It's still, but it's
It's
not
still
the one
relatable.
thing. Yeah, I know what you
For
mean.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it still fits the profile of dad
Yeah.
life because it is funny and you want to
Yeah,
have a bit of
exactly.
laugh with it. You can't just all be all serious stuff but I just went like, you know what, it's not all about the followers. It's
Yeah.
actually not all about the followers. It's about me putting out there what I wanted to put out there
Mm.
from the start, which was to give dads advice, help them out. Um, but then also just kind of like I started this new series where it's like letters to my son.
Dude, I
So
loved
it's
that
like
stuff.
yeah,
I loved
yeah.
it. Like, and I was watching every time you posted one, I was like sitting there, I was like, surely one of these goes viral. Like, surely one of these, like yeah,
And it
and
might, and it might. But the thing is, again, for me, I went back and you go through this like internal turmoil where you go, if I change this now, maybe the algorithm won't like it. And you
mm,
see the views, you see it's less views, and you go, oh, well, I can make this quick meme short video that's going to get probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views.
mm.
Or I can make this like letters to my son thing where it's like a bit more emotional and, a bit more about what I actually want to
Yeah, it's
do.
it's
But then that
content that
gets
creates like connection. I always call it
exactly
like
right, exactly right. But
people
then
are
those
more,
ones don't
yeah,
make, they don't get
exactly.
that many views
I
as
always
well.
look
So
at it
you
like
go,
it's like the top of the
which one is
funnel.
it?
Like that gets you eyes, but it doesn't add to your community. You know what I
No,
mean?
exactly right.
And
Exactly right.
you could have, and I've seen this happen. And like sometimes, people I think say that sometimes it's like with me as well. Like with the follow count and things like
Mm,
that's great. Like it all looks good and it's
mm,
fantastic. But at the end of the day, like you still, and the biggest thing for me was like when you bring out merch or when you bring out a podcast, then you see who the people who have like really strong like emotional connections to you because they
yeah,
come out and they support that stuff. But a
definitely.
lot of people jump on the meme train and just be like follow,
Oh,
follow,
for
follow,
sure.
and not
Yeah.
even sort of look at your content or anything like that.
Yeah. And it's no judgment to anybody else because it works. So like why not
Absolutely.
also
Yeah.
do the stuff that works? So I
Yeah.
totally get it. But yeah, it just wasn't I had to reassess and go, is this what I want to do? And is
Yeah.
this gonna lead to what I want to, like what the end goal is, because the end goal is to have these spreadsheets and to have these checklists and have dads go there and use that and make it easier for themselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I rethought it and I went, you know what? I almost I almost don't care about the views anymore. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do it, and if I'm happy with the content that's out there and I'm happy with the value that it's gonna bring, I'm just gonna do it. And if it gets 10 times less views, it is what it is. At least it's almost like I'm bringing it back to be like, this is what my initial values were, and this is what I wanted to do this initially for.
Yeah.
It is what it is. If it doesn't get the views, it doesn't. But maybe, as you said, I'm going to keep doing this, keep doing it, and then one day one of them's going to go viral, and then maybe I'm going to get, the people that actually want that sort of content
Yeah. Yeah.
onto my platform. And I don't know if you've heard this. I listened to this podcast by Tim Ferriss, and he has this short passage that he heard from someone else. Don't remember the person's name, but it's called "1,000 True Fans." Have you heard of that one
Yeah.
before?
Is it
I forgot his name. I don't know his name.
Oh, I know what the premise of the quote is around like
Basically,
oh
it's more
yeah.
important to have like 1,000 people that love you
Yes.
than 50,000 people that kind of like you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I've found that to be super true for my social media.
Absolutely,
It's
dude. Yeah.
like it, as you said as well, like you've got, you can change your content to cater to what you actually want to do.
Yeah.
And then you've got the people that actually want to support and are actually true fans come
Mm.
out and comment on your videos and say, oh, that's awesome, and they're actually real fans.
Yeah.
And I've found I got into the whole thing of like, oh, followers, 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 like, oh my God, look at it grow, it's
I think
amazing.
it's a
But I
lesson that we
forgot
all sort
about
of
that part.
learn, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's a journey. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing it for it's only been a year, so I've started in August last year, and still a long journey to go. You can't.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not expecting this
incredible
to
like
be.
growth
Yeah,
for a year though, man. Like
yeah.
that's a testament to that. Like the one thing you like the thing you said about you posting 3 times a day, like when people always come to me and they say
Mm,
like I'm not growing, how do I grow on my Instagram? And I'm like, "Well, how often are you posting?" And they're like, "Oh, like 3 times a week." And I'm just like,
yeah.
"Bro, come see me. Like
Mm.
come and complain to me when you're posting 3 times a day for a year and don't
Minimum.
get any followers." Because
Yeah.
like and they're like, "Oh, well, that's really hard." I was like, "Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's not.
That's why not everyone does this job."
Yeah.
Like it
It's
it
not it's
is
not as easy as
no,
it
nah.
seems. It's
Exactly.
also, I mean, I'm sure I know that there's other jobs that are harder for sure. So it's not
Absolutely.
like
Yeah, yeah.
this is the hardest job ever. I mean,
Yeah.
parenting alone,
Yeah.
but it's not easy either. And I've been at fault of doing it as well, doing things, posting videos for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks constantly, and then going,
Yeah.
nothing's happening. So no,
You
I'm
got to
not doing it
reset
anymore. It's too
and
hard.
yeah,
So I've been
exactly,
guilty of
man.
it as well. So it's
Yeah.
it's it's easy to fall into that trap, but it's also like about the consistency and continuing to do it and continuing to do something that you want to do. Like, do you actually really want this?
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta keep going. Like you
Yeah,
just gotta keep
exactly.
going.
And if you're doing it for the right reasons, like I think
Yeah.
that's the main thing. Like if you're doing it because you really love it, and I think you found
Mm.
if and you'd be like me, you found sort of that thing that you love making content on. Like I love making dad life content. Even just
Mhm.
speaking about like dad life content is something I love doing. Like it's really, and I think if you stick to that and you go, this is why I got into it. This is what I want to do. Like I think it makes it a lot easier to stay consistent. I think a lot of people when they say I can't stay consistent, you sort of have to ask yourself. I was like, well, do you really want to do this then? Like if it's becoming like a chore and you kind of like haven't even started yet, you're kind of
Mm.
like, do you want to do this or do you like the idea of doing this? Like
Yeah.
it's
I
a
think a lot
really
of people like
interesting.
the idea of it.
Yeah, yeah, and I think
Definitely.
on that as well, like on the 1,000 fans, and I think one thing you're doing, and I want to sort of give a little bit of a shout out to it, is you got your meetup coming up on the
Mm.
21st, which is
Yeah,
not no
next
this
week.
weekend coming.
Oh, sorry, this weekend.
Yeah,
Oh
this
yeah,
weekend.
this weekend.
Yeah, so do you wanna run me through because I know I've got a fair few listeners that do live in Sydney, so I'm hoping this is sort of
Oh,
something that they can
hey.
attend to as well. But
Oh, for sure.
yeah, like what's sort of the idea behind your sort of like dad meetup or the dad community? Because it's
Yeah.
something that I've sort of thought about in Brisbane as well. So seeing sort of what you're doing, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, that's a great idea. Like, how can I sort of do the similar things like on this side, and then
Mm.
as I said, I'm going to Sydney not this weekend, but the next weekend. So like,
Yeah,
hopefully
that's sick.
we'll see
But
if we got
we'll,
time
we'll
and
yeah, we'll
yeah,
touch
try
base
some
for
of
sure.
that. But like, I think it's a great idea. But sort of, what sort of sparked your sort of, I guess, drive to
Mm.
start that sort of the community sort of thing?
Yeah. Uh, a couple of things. I think the first one is, as much as I love the social media and as we talked about all this
Yeah,
social
yeah,
media stuff, it's great. But there's nothing better than making connections like
mm,
face to face with real people. And I've kind of I feel like I'm missing that a little bit because
yeah,
I've got all this social media stuff and it's great. Like I love seeing people comment and it's real people and replying back to them about dad life or parenting life and they can relate, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. But there's nothing better than chatting to someone face to face and chatting about dad life and chatting about having kids and just being able to even this, like I love that you do
yeah,
the podcast. Like this is this is connection, like this is
So
real
good, man.
connection.
Yeah,
So I really
exactly. It's
appreciate
good
you
for me
doing
too.
this
Like this
podcast.
is a
Yeah.
very selfish sort of thing because for me, it's like I record it, but it's also just a great opportunity for me to talk to other dads, like other
Oh,
dads that are very
100%.
like-minded, you know?
Exactly. And that's the first thing that is the reason why I wanted to do this is I wanted to have dads in real life get together, not on social media.
Yeah.
Um, and then um I wanted to I, I feel like if something happens obviously when you're younger and you with your mates all the time, you're with your mates all the time, let's put
Yeah.
it that way. Like you're always hanging out with your friends and there's a different thing hanging out with the boys than
Yep.
it is with whether it's your wife or your
I know
family.
exactly what you're saying. And
It's different.
it feels weird to say, right? But I
Yeah,
know
but it's true.
exactly the thing. It's 100% true. It's
Yeah, and
100% true what you're
and
saying.
only it's a bit of a man thing. It's not really it's dad's fault, but it's a men thing in general. I
Yeah.
think there's something different about hanging out with the boys, having a beer or whatever it is, but
Yeah.
just being with the boys. And as you get older and as you have a wife and you have a kid and you have two kids, that sort of thing just really just doesn't
Yeah,
happen much
it
anymore.
becomes less of a priority, and I think
For
it's
sure.
one of those things too where you all collectively agree on that as
Yeah.
well. You know, like
Nobody's angry at anybody for
exactly.
it. It
Yep,
just
yep,
happens and
yep.
you just accept it and for me that's a bit of a shame. I thought.
Absolutely, bro.
Um
Yep.
I think it's a shame that we don't have that. And I think we need it actually. I mean, this is not a specifically a mental health thing, but like dads need to talk to other
Oh,
dads and
100%.
other men. Like you
While
just
we're
need it.
doing something too, like I think one thing that I've noticed about
I got two little ones coming. What are you doing? You need to go to sleep. It's like bedtime. Are you good? Yeah. You okay? Yeah, you sure? Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's bedtime, yeah, and he's like he can hear me talking.
Oh
Okay, but
yeah, dude. I
one
know.
second.
Yeah, go for it, brother. Go for it. Yeah.
So we'll try and wrap it up quickly,
Yeah, yeah,
but
easy, bro.
basically dads have less and less time with other
Yeah.
dads and other men, and I wanted to have a space for dads to get together and chat and just recharge a little bit because we have a lot more, I feel like, as we said at the start, there's a lot more, like we're doing a lot more as
Yeah.
dads than
Yeah.
what, our dads or grandparents used to do, or
Yeah.
granddads used to do. And I found there's not the same level of, I guess, resources and help
Mm.
as, we've gotten more and more things on our plate, be a dad, be a good father, be a chef, be this, be that, be that.
Yeah. Yep.
But the resources and the help hasn't really,
Gotten to
caught
that
up with
point.
that.
No,
So
I get exactly what you mean. Yeah.
for sure, and yeah, I mean you have two, so you would know even more.
Mm.
But it's for me as well personally, I've caught up with my dad mates less and less. So I
Mm.
wanted to have a place where dads can get together, they can just chat and just relax. Like it doesn't have to be this like, oh, let's chat about our feelings or anything like that.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
get together and if you want to chat, just random stuff, just chat random stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I mean, again, as you said, you selfishly did the podcast. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
selfishly
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
this because I
Yeah,
want to chat to
absolutely,
other
man.
dads
It's
and
it's great,
just
man.
talk
It
shit.
really is. Yeah, I love it, dude.
So
I honestly think it's
yeah.
such a great concept, and I'll like push the hell out of it because I really would love to see as many people there as possible. I think it'd be so good, man.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this is the first one, so it's just going to be for dads, this one
Yeah,
specifically to have a space, but I'm already planning another one which is a family day out. So it's
that's
going to be
unreal.
not just the dads, it's going to be dads with their partners and
Yeah,
the kids and get together, go for a walk in the park or have some snacks out there for all the kids and the parents to have and just have a place to all get together because as we've said throughout it's not easy to be a
yeah,
parent, and it's not easy
yeah,
to be a dad. It's not easy to be a mum. And if you can find help and get together, it's like it just makes it a lot easier. So that's basically what I want to do with this social dad life social club.
yeah,
And I'm hoping that it can become a thing moving forward. So definitely got the first one on the 21st of September. The next one I'm setting up is I think it's the 12th of October,
yep.
Sunday, I think.
Cool,
So that's going to be a family day. So
unreal, man. That's
I'll
awesome.
I'll post that up as well. I'll send you the link to
Yeah,
it as
hell yeah,
well.
man. I'll share that as
So
well.
that's gonna be good. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Looking
Nice,
forward to it.
man. Nah, I love it, bro. And obviously the last thing, and I'm wearing one at the moment, but your No
Yeah,
Sleep Club shirts
no
are
sleep
they
club.
still for
Yep.
sale?
Yes, they are. Yeah,
Hell
there's
yeah,
still
dude.
stock. So yeah, it's on the website on my dadlife.com, dadlife with a y.com.au.
Yeah.
Free shipping. Don't remember if I've still got a discount on it, but yeah, there's still stock out there. Super comfortable. AS color, made by AS color, so it's super easy going, super comfortable. And
Yeah, can
you get to
confirm.
join
Can
the
confirm. They're very, very comfortable.
yeah,
Very
you get
comfortable.
to join the nursery club,
Yeah, hell yeah.
which
Which
is
is a great club to be in because we're
yeah.
all there by choice, obviously. Being in the nursery club.
Hopefully,
Um,
hopefully all the parents get sleep, but
yeah,
why
yeah,
not
yeah,
have fun with it, as we say.
yeah.
Have
No,
fun with
that's
it.
that's
It's
awesome,
it's
dude.
not even so.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. No, that's unreal, Dan. Where can people find you on Instagram?
Instagram is Dad Life with Dan.
Yep.
I've also got, if anybody wants to jump on the Dad Life Social Club, so I've got it's Dad Life with a Y, LYFE Social Club. So I'm going to put all the information about the upcoming events on there, so they can
Yep.
jump on that. I've also got the YouTube if anybody wants to help
Dude,
me
get
grow
around
the
the YouTube. Get around
subscriber
the
list.
YouTube because I know how
That
hard that is to grow.
yeah, that's a hard one. So
Yeah.
if anybody's keen, jump on that. It's Dad Life with Dan Rabz. That one is. But I've got all the links in my Instagram. So if they want to jump on that Dad Life with Dan, they can see everything on there.
Love it, brother. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Stay there for a second. I'll finish the podcast up and I'll click end on recording and then I'll say goodbye properly. But thank you so much for coming on, brother. It's been actually an unreal chat. I love talking to not just another dad, but another dad who's in the same space as me with content creation. I think bouncing ideas off each other is fantastic. It's also just good to talk to someone who has the same, problems and the same experience as me with that is really good. But yeah, I really appreciate it, man. Guys, you know what it is. Cool Dad Collective podcast. If you are obviously on your way to work or maybe coming home from work, I hope you had or have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourself, take care of your kids, take care of your partner. Just, do something for yourself and make sure that you're okay. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, anyway, guys, peace.